Okay, as he said, my name is Marshall Wolff. My name of my company is Risk Review and Support Investigations. We've been in business out here since 1993, maybe 91. Started really working in 93. About the last 5 years, we started working with all the federal and government agencies. We primarily now work by referral only. We work on some of the bigger cases in the state, whether it's for the Attorney General's office or an attorney. If you get on my radar and I'm going to serve you, you're going to get served. I guarantee you. I will do whatever it takes. If I have to dress up funny, I'll dress up funny. If I have to stage something outside of your house, lawnmower company breaking down to get you out of that house, I'll do it. I will do whatever it takes to get you served, as long as it's within the guise of the law. Everything you do, this is a great profession. I love what I do. I couldn't be happier. The work that we do is great, and you have to consider yourself professionals. You have to conduct yourself as professionals. You have to act like professionals. But you also have to treat these people with a little bit of respect. When you go up to somebody, you can't just slam them with serves. You want to do that, you're going to get a terrible reputation. I've had people I've served 3 and 6 times who say, "Thank you, no problem. Great job." I have attorneys that love that. People go into court and say, "Hey, who was that process server? That guy was a great guy." You don't know what these people are going through at the time they're going through it. When you walk up to that door, you don't know, that gentleman may have just lost a child. He may have had a serious accident in his family. You don't know what his mindset is at the time you're going to that door. So the best thing to do is give them a little respect. Go up, "Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such." You don't have to go up there as the hard-ass process server. "Hey, I'm going to serve you right now," and do that. Sure, if you have to, you go there. But you don't want to go there in the start. You want to try and be professional. You want to try and give them courtesy and respect. You want to try and, at least for a couple of minutes, look at it as if you were the one getting served and how you would like it to be. Granted, you're going to run into hard asses. There's no doubt about it. And I'm not going to BS with any of you guys. These people I'm serving are criminals. They've screwed 150, 200 people out of money. You think I have any doubt serving them? I'm enjoying serving them. When I serve them, it's the greatest gratification in the world, because I know that they have done something to the people of the state of Colorado. And not just one, usually hundreds. So when I go out on them, like I said, I'm going to get them no matter what I've got to do. We were talking about pretexting earlier. I will pretext, but I will tell you right now, if you're going to get into pretexting, you better know the law and you better know who you're pretexting, because it will get you thrown in jail in the blink of an eye. So you need to know what you're doing. We had another gentleman up here early today, had signs. I use those signs all the time, folks. I don't have the same things he has on his, but I use those signs, and it's not to try and be a sneak. It's not to try and gain information. I'm trying to calm the neighborhood down a little bit so I don't get 50 calls to the police department for a vehicle that's been sitting out there for 5 days. Sometimes I will sit out in a house 5 days if I have to. I'll break down a lawnmower company truck right in front of their house, so when they come out, they have to say, "Hey, what is this?" Now I've got communication with them. I can go ahead and do my deal. Whatever it is, whatever it takes, I will do. Like I said, it's got to be within the law, but it's also got to be professional and morally right. You can't just go out there and you want to start pounding people. You're going to get the same thing that you give them. I walk up to people 90% of the time, it's, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Mr. Wolff. I'm here with a request of such and such. I've got such and such to serve you with." That's it. We're done. The minute I'm done with that, I'm out of there. I will tell you right now, I record everything, and I recommend everybody do that. In today's society, how many people came in on the freeways last couple of days? People drive the freeways all the time, right? Try and change lanes. How many people went like this to you? Come on over. Not a whole lot. How many people went like this? Yeah, that's what you're going to get. This world is turning into a nasty fricking world. And if you don't believe it, just read the news. When you go up to a door, you're taking your life in your hands. So I recommend that you have some kind of protection. I carry a weapon. I also carry tear gas, CS gas, so that if I have to use it, I'm putting their ass on the ground. We're not there to play. This is the real deal. We're not there to play games with these people. We're there to give them documentation. Plain and simple. We're not the bad guys. We're just the messengers. But we have to do it in a professional manner. We have to make sure that you want to be able to go back to these people if you can. If you can't, so be it. But you also have to be in control. The minute they start trying to take control, you have to take control. That's when you start being the other process server. You start leaning on the hard side. They come up and they say, oh, well, no, this is going to be like this. No, this is going to be this way. I had a lady the other night say, the gentleman's sitting right on the table, right next to me. Instead of opening the door, they open the screen window. And wife is talking to me through the screen. I try and explain to her I have documentation for her husband. Granted, I can go through the whole route of serving her. He's right there. She looks at me and she says, well, you know what? He doesn't know what's happening right now. I didn't let him know. Can you come back tomorrow? Anybody ever come back tomorrow? I don't. I look at her and right there, you have to take control of the situation. Ma'am, if you don't get him up off that couch, I'm going to serve you. Right here, right now, I'm going to serve him. I see him. He's served. It's a done deal. The law is pretty specific on what we have to do when we have to do it. We have to identify the documents, identify ourselves, so these people know what they're getting served with. And you have to make sure that you're serving the right person. One thing I will tell everybody to do, Facebook, great thing. If you don't have a picture, lots of my cases, I get DMVs. I'm fortunate. If you have a picture of that person, who's going to refuse what? Oh, I'm not him. That's funny, you look like this guy. You know how many pictures of Facebook I pulled out on people to tell me they're not that person? Immediately. This is you. What do you mean it's not you? Here we go, we're done. If you have a picture, they can't refuse service, folks. They can't refuse it. You've got a picture of them. So use any type of website that you can to find a picture. Use Twitter, use Google. I mean, there's so many assets out there for us to use. It's just amazing. Sometimes you will have to create a reaction. I hate saying it like that, but you need to get these people out of the house. I have people, these are tough serves. These people aren't coming out of the house, they're not coming out of their businesses, they're going to do whatever they can to deceive you and get away from you. Because you're that process server guy. If you go in with a little bit of a nicer attitude, you become a nicer process server. Unfortunately, the name process server has got some real bad publicity behind it, which needs to get changed. The last year, I've heard of so many cases of investigators and process servers getting assaulted, attempted assaults. Well, that's got to stop. The only way that can stop is by our profession and how professional we are. We have to get out there, be professional, be polite to these people if you can. But then if it starts going on the other hand, you've got to take control of the situation. This is your gig. You're the one that takes control. You don't let them have control for a minute. You may let them think they have control. You're always going to get the husband that wants to protect his wife. When he comes to the door, if you're serving his wife, oh, well, what's this? No, we're not going there. Could you please get her to the door? This is a matter of you are serving papers. You're not there to play with them. Do what you have to do. Like I said, sometimes you have to create a response. I was in front of a house for 6 days. There's been cases where we were at one where they said, you're getting information by deception and giving it to your attorney, which is in the law, for attorneys anyway, it's unethical. Well, I'm not gaining any information by deception. I am giving my client a proof of service I'm giving him a still picture of the person that was served at the time they were served. That's it. I'm not giving him any of the information that I got while I was sitting out on surveillance. So there's no deception. Plus, we're giving papers. We're not receiving anything. So that takes that right out of the wash. There's no by deception. So you've got to know the law when you're going out to these places. You've got to know what you're serving, where you're serving. Do you always wear the same clothes on a serve? I don't. If I'm going into Aurora, guess what? I dress Aurora. I'm going into a lawyer's office, I dress for a lawyer's office. You have to be able to fit in where you're at. You have to look the part of where, if you're going to have to stay in that area for a certain amount of time, you have to look that part. You have to dress accordingly. I have baseball caps, I have clothes, I have jackets. I've got so much stuff in my car to change into. So this way, if they see you, you can change immediately and change what you look like, because you're not going to get to these people otherwise. These are tough serves we're dealing with. These are not just normal Joe Blow. These are people that are trying to hide, that for some reason haven't skipped the country, because it amazes me how many millions of dollars I go out on and I see these people are living in a trailer. I wonder where all that goes. It just amazes me. But you have to fit the part of where you're going. If you're going to be a pretext, you better look good. I go in as the cable guy all the time. Hat flipped around, got my little tool bag, got my tape recorders going. I'll be the first one to go up that door. Hey, how you doing? All I care about is they open that door. I see my guy, my girl, whoever it is. Like I said, I will 90% of the time have a picture. And it's very easy, like I said, nowadays to get pictures. You don't have to worry about pulling DMVs and so forth. Social media, people are stupid. I mean, they put their name out on everything. Pictures, kids, wife, family. We just found a guy through his kid. His kid put out social media. We found him that quick. Easy as pie. But the main thing is, you've got to be safe. You've got to be aware of your surroundings. When you walk up to a door, if you have somebody that's giving you grief, don't turn your back on that person. Don't walk away and just go like this. Back up backwards. Keep that person in your sight, especially if you're in fear that they may be doing something. Tear gas, great weapon, folks, because it's not lethal. It is a great weapon to have. If you have to use it, use it. But don't be the aggressor. They're always the aggressor. You're the second one. If I have to take a pop in the face, I'm taking that pop in the face before I shoot them with tear gas. I'll take a hit. No problem at all. I'm not going to be the aggressor. I'm also going to be as professional as I can to that gentleman. No matter where they go, sir, I'm just here to serve you some documents. We don't need to go where you're going. But if you're going to continue, we're going to go there. And you're not going to like the end results. The police are on your side too. But you have to approach them, you have to approach your subject properly. You have to make sure that when you're walking up to that door, you give them all the respect that you can possibly give them. Hi, my name is such and such. Also, you have to be careful of what cases you're taking. If you're taking on some major felons, you better know that you have backup with you. And I'm not talking just some other process server. I've gone on cases, and I'll bring special forces guys in. You got to serve two guys that just got out of the federal penitentiary in New York off of murder cases. You think they care about killing you? They're going to give two shakes up a rat's ass. They will put you down if they have to. So you have to be prepared. If you have to take backup with you, get backup. If you have to have the police come to assist you, have the police come to assist you. How many of you go into private communities? A lot of you, right? What's the first thing you get when you get to that security gate? You can't go in. Oh, really? I can't go in, huh? Guess what? Serve him. He is acting on behalf of the people of that house. You can serve the guy legally who was at the gate. He's going to fight you all the way. He's going to tell you, no, you can't. Guess what? Yes, you can. If they stop you from entering that facility or that property, they are acting on behalf of the homeowner. They see that homeowner go by every single day. Guess what? Serve them. You can legally serve them. And the more people that do serve, to get these guys to start letting us in. I've actually had police come out and tell me they're not letting me in. That's just the way it is. Castle Rock, very strong. Their communities are tough. Those guys up there, they will not let you in for anything. What's the way around that? We're doing a legal job. We're no different than a lawyer, a policeman, a doctor. This is a great profession you're in. And you're a professional. And as long as you act like a professional and you have the mindset of being a professional, and you will be able to survive in this. But yeah.
Is there any documentation that states that?
Yeah, there is, and I will get it to Steve. There is, I forget the name of the case, but there is a case, and I do carry it in my briefcase. And I actually served it on, when I served the documents on this last security guard, I served them the documents, and I also showed them the case that gave me access to serve them. And they looked at me and they went on the computer and they go, well, you know what, it's not really this case, it's another case where you can do that. Dude, does it matter? I'm serving you. You just looked it up, saying I can serve you. But doormen, if they refuse you, you can serve them on behalf of the person.
The reason why I asked you that is because I've actually had attorneys reject that and say, no, you can't do that. And I knew what you said.
Yeah.
If they refuse, then that gate becomes their front door.
Right.
But I just wondered if there was something I could show to
Yeah, there is documentation. I'll get it to Steve. There is.
Doesn't that, if I may be wrong on this, but isn't that from another state though?
No, that was here. No, and it was, no, actually the big case was in another state, yes. But it does apply here in Colorado.
I've got a question, and that's, I might be wrong. That kind of goes along with, but also contradicts then what we just heard from the speaker over there at Denver Health.
As far as?
Well, he says people drop serve stuff there at their job. Okay, how is drop serving somebody at their job for their supervisor or somebody who would be considered HR or something different than versus you not drop serving, but serving the guard? How is that different?
She's talking about Richard Breed's talk when he was talking about that
This
if
morning.
you
Right.
don't serve him, it's no good.
Right.
So you have a case where you have to serve a paper on a doctor there for a civil.
Right. Now, I've got to be honest with you. When you go to certain places, you need to know where you're going. If you're going to a hospital, the easy way is to do just like he said. Go through the hospital. I mean, my God, why do you want to mess with anything else? They're going to help you. They're going to help you. Use them. But if you start getting refusal, like he said, that's private property there. He is in charge of that. He can boot you off.
Isn't that the same at these gated communities where
They're acting on behalf of the owner because of the fact that they're not letting you in. And I'll have to get the court case because it is something you want to carry with you. And it specifies in there that doormen and gate guards can be served if they refuse entry.
all of us have, for the most part, have had to deal with breakers?
Boy, that's it. You go. Oh, just go into you. Yeah, that's it. You go down here. I mean, I've had to go to some of the, what's the one on Cherry Creek? Yeah, what's the one in Cherry Creek? I was joking with the lady and she still wouldn't let me in. I was there for 30 minutes with her. And pardon me?
Castle Pines.
They're terrible. They're their own world. I'll be real honest with you. But I've also got to say this: when the police come and tell you to leave, leave. I mean, even though I served these guards, the sheriff, after I was done, said you need to leave the area because he was pissed that I went around him and served that guard. because they said, we're not letting you in. They called the cops, Castle Pines came rolling in. They're hard asses. It's going to be their way. You can't beat them. The best thing you can do is be nice to them and try and get in that way. We done here, boss?
There's some.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go to 6.
Thank you so much for hearing me. I appreciate it. If there's anything I can ever do for you, let me know.